Hey, what's up guys? Jason here. Just wanted to share a video on why I don't drink alcohol, why I quit drinking alcohol, and why I decided to stay away from it. Um, so most of you guys know, those who follow my channel, um, I'm all about living sober, living free, no substances, no mood altering drugs of any sort. Let's get into it about alcohol. I do have a past with it. There was days in the past where I would drink every single day. I didn't usually. I didn't always get like wasted every night, but I would drink. I remember at one point, 6, 7 beers a night, maybe a couple shots to go with it, but it was every single night, and it it escalated into even like on the weekends wanting to just drink first thing in the morning. I would always look for an excuse. If I was partying with people and like, yeah, let's just keep the party going, keep drinking, or football on Sundays, crack a beer at 11. Hey, like if football's on, it's okay to drink, you know what I mean? Like, and so that leads up to, we can just excuse me, we can backtrack a little bit of my past. Is like, I got excuse me guys, jeez, I got many underage drinking, which is called minors. I got caught drinking by the police many times, underage. When I was 19, I got pulled over in the next morning, and I was like still drunk, so I got underage drinking and driving. 2013, I got a DUI, won first place in a poker tournament, living high, and totaled my car on the freeway on my way home. Went to jail. And anyways, that was like my big wake up call when I got that DUI. I actually was drinking a beer on the way to the casino. So when I totaled my car, like there's an empty beer can in my cup holder, and my weed grinder's there too. But anyways, like I didn't realize I had an issue. When you're around people that drink so often, it seems normal. And so I just felt like, yeah, that's just a normal thing, everyone drinks, or if they don't, like most people do, whatever. And so that was the moment. I remember talking to the police, like on the way to jail, and just I was juiced up. I felt good, so I was like just trying to be nice to the cop, and like in hopes to like let him let me go. That was my logic behind that, I guess. But yeah, it didn't work. But he did tell me a story of like someone he knew who got a DUI, and they quit drinking for a year. And I told the cop, like, do you think that's really necessary to quit for a whole year? Like that's crazy. And little did I know that that story that cop showed me inspired me. And I just got so disgusted with myself, like how I was living. Like it was a reality check. And so I quit drinking for a whole year after that. And I was just so depressed, you guys, like paying payments on a car I didn't have. And just the ultimate low, having to share this to my family and keeping it a secret from my job. And yeah, just really, really low. So I, took it out on myself. Like, yeah, you're not drinking, man, and I remember telling myself all the time when I was partying, like I would puke or get sick, like, oh, I quit drinking, and it would never last the same. Next night I'd be drinking again. But this was different. When I got this DUI and totaled my car, it was like a reality check. And I didn't have to take it the way I did, but I chose to let it make me better. And, a year later, I figure year's long enough, let's drink again, so that the first time I drink again, I had a beer with some friends after work, and then I went to another friend's house and decided, let's celebrate, let's get drunk, so I drank a lot, you know, ended up sleeping there on the couch, and I woke up like the next morning. I'm like, really? Really, dude? You're back here again? And ever since that moment, it was just like such a low for me. I was like, man, like this this isn't for you, man. Like you don't need to keep living like this. You're better than this, you know. And really, that quitting drinking for that year kind of like rewired my brain to a certain extent, because I really only drank, you know, occasionally after that, and it kind of just drifted off. Like I no longer was enjoying the feeling of being drunk, and so I would still have like a couple drinks here and there with people, but I remember the last time I caught a buzz. I went like on a date with a girl, and we got a margarita, and then I decided to order a second one. I was kind of nervous a little bit, and so I just wanted some liquid courage, if you know what I mean. Um, and yeah, I remember just getting super buzzed. You know, this was like down in the city, so I lived in the city. I could walk to where I met this girl, and then I could walk home. But I remember like after this date, first of all, I felt myself like slipping, like because I wasn't like really getting drunk anymore. I felt like my mind being loose and like kind of losing my mental capacity on myself, and it just felt so dirty, you know. I felt like I wasn't even being real with this girl. I felt like just dirty, you know. I remember the date kind of ended, and it was just like a shallow uh, experience together, and you know, I never went out with her again, and I feel like I sold myself short, you know. I know that kind of sounded like I'm being really hard on myself, but it's really like it's the reality. Like I'm a better version of myself when I'm sober, when I'm not drinking, when I'm not doing anything, you know. And so I gave that girl like the worst, or not the worst, but like uh, a less a lower version of myself, basically. And so, anyways, I remember walking through the park after that, um, and just feeling so dirty. I'm feeling this buzz. I had two margaritas, and I'm like, I don't even like this, you know. Excuse me again, guys. But so, anyways, like I just came to that conclusion, like, you know, I don't even really like the buzz from alcohol. I don't like the taste. I never liked the taste. I tried to tell myself I like the taste of beer, but I never really did. I just like the buzz. I just like getting drunk. And you know, along with this, I was dealing with multiple addictions as well. Most of you guys know I was dealing with weed addiction. I was dealing with opiates, you know, painkiller addictions on Suboxone, Kratom, and because I'm like quitting this weed, I think I've already quit weed at this point. I'm still trying to quit kratom, and this alcohol thing is still in the mix. And I'm just like, yeah, bro, like let's just let this go too. And so pretty much the same time I quit alcohol, I quit kratom, and I quit weed a year before that. Um, so anyways, like just want to answer that question. If I even like the last year or two of me drinking alcohol, I was doing it, you could say, responsibly. I wasn't like partying like crazy anymore. I wasn't getting drunk all the time. And when I did drink, I'd only have a couple, you know. And so why is that wrong? Well, first of all, I'm not saying that is wrong. But for me, I don't feel it's necessary. For me, I want to be in my right mind 24/7. You know, I don't want to lose control of myself. I don't want to lose like that grip on your mental capacity. It's hard to put into words, that feeling, but when you're in your right mind for a long time, and then you take something and it slips, your mind slips. You no longer feel like you're in solid control of yourself and your mind. Like I don't like that feeling. You know what's crazy is I used to love it. I used to love getting juiced up. I used to love getting high, getting drunk, whatever. Like, I used to enjoy it. And now I think like just growing, maturing, um, living more sobriety at this point, uh, it kind of like just grew out of it. And I, I realized like I'm better off without it, you know? And so with that being said, like I've made that decision. I don't wanna I don't wanna do anything that takes my mind out of sobriety. I wanna live free, I wanna just be me, and I don't need anything else to have a good time, you know? And at first it was a little, when I did decide to quit like completely, it was a little like sad when a few times thinking about it. I'll never have a beer with somebody again, or I'll never like have a couple of drinks with somebody. There's kind of like that bonding effect with people to have a drink with them. But dude, like I can bond with them just being me. I don't need a drink to connect to anyone. I don't need a drink to have a good time. And so, especially me, my background, addictive personality, struggling with multiple addictions in the past, like I don't want anything to do with anything. I'm totally content not having a drink. I'm totally content um, being at peace with like not having a couple beers here and there. Like, and I've been offered it several times, many times, and it's I don't drink. I don't need it. Not saying that you're not supposed to. Guys, I like preach about living by the word, by God's word, the Bible. What it says, and it doesn't say like you shouldn't ever drink. Like it doesn't say that. But there is some things it says, regarding alcohol, and I just want to read this one verse. This is Proverbs 23, verse 31. It says, "Do not look at wine when it is red, when it sparkles in the cup and goes down smoothly. In the end, it bites like a serpent and stings like a viper. Your eyes will see strange things, and your heart utter perverse things. You will be like one who lies down in the midst of the sea, like one who lies on the top of a mast. They struck me," you will say, but I was not hurt. They beat me, but I did not feel it. When shall I awake? I must have another drink." It's talking about like someone who got beat up and they got blacked out drunk and don't even remember it, but they just first thing they think of when they wake up is have another drink. And I have a friend, like he's woke up in the hospital before, a few friends actually, where they got in fights and don't even remember what happened. They just wake up in the hospital, and that's a whole other thing from my past. Like I can't even tell you how much trouble and fights that I've gotten into when I was drinking, like heavy into it. And another thing that comes to mind too about drinking is I used to smoke cigarettes, and whenever I would drink, I would start craving cigarettes again. And I don't crave them, ever. But when I would drink, I would start craving them. And also I would start like getting more like lustful with my eyes, like looking towards women. And that's another thing you guys who have followed me know is like I'm trying to live more purely, staying away from pornography, staying away from all that. I'm married now, so I only want my eyes to be on my wife, and of course that can be challenging. But back to my point about the alcohol, is it was just open up doors. It would make me crave a cigarette. It would make my eyes wander more. It would make me think more lustfully or think about cocaine even. Like I remember getting heavy into cocaine, and drinking goes hand in hand with that. And anyways, guys, like, I know I'm kind of going all over the place, but like, I just want to kind of just share a video on my background on alcohol. I mean, I could even go deeper with my family, generations, like alcoholism, my grandma warning me not to drink, not to do drugs because it's in the family. And sure enough, she was right. I had to find out myself, unfortunately. But, so you guys, yeah, guys, that's just kind of like my journey and some reasons why I decided not to drink and, stay away from it. I just want to be 100% sober, 100% like in control of my mind, and alcohol has no place in my life. I don't need it, I don't miss it, and I'm totally fine without it. So yeah, guys, hope that can help some of you, anyone dealing with that. I mean, there's so much we could get into on this topic, but I'm just gonna leave it at that for now with this video. Yeah, leave questions, comments, you guys. Like this video if you like it. If you haven't already, subscribe. Appreciate you guys' love and support. Anyways, you guys hang loose. God bless y'all. Take care.